The Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
There it is. Blue Oyster Cult Live. Here on 107.7 The Bone, the Bay Area's rock station and the home of the hot lunch, but we're not doing a hot lunch today. We're doing a celebrity edition of Hey Mom, I'm on the Bone. And Les Claypool is my guest in the studio, and he picked that song. Now, why'd you pick that one?
It brings me back to my puberty.
Well, you're a young guy.
I think you should go back to your puberty as often as you possibly can.
That couldn't have been that long ago, right?
It couldn't have been that long ago? It was a long time
like
ago.
I say, you're a young guy.
I had a long puberty. I mean, I think I just got all my finished getting all my pubic hairs about 5 years ago, and I'm working on chest hairs.
Really?
Yes.
That's it. Okay. Anyway, Les is doing a New Year's Eve show for us with Zappa Plays Zappa. Did you ever know Frank Zappa?
I did not.
Uh-huh.
I would have liked to have known Frank Zappa, but I did not know Frank.
And we were just
I've
talking.
met Dweezil a couple times. He's a good man.
Is he?
And his brother Ahmed is insane.
So he is basically trying to bring the music of his dad to, shall we say, a younger audience. Is that what he's doing with Zappa Plays Zappa?
He's got some of I know Ray White's playing with him. I'm not sure who else, but I think he's just having some fun playing his dad's music. I mean, that's a pretty incredible legacy to. That's a nice well to tap into, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You would seem like you might have been a fan of the old Zappa stuff. Is that true?
I'm a fan of Zappa, but I wasn't. It was Larry Lalonde, the guitarist for Primus. That was a huge Zappa head. In fact, he had a band with some local heroes called Kaka that was all Zappa. It was a Zappa tribute band, and I used to do lights for them back in the day when they
Kaka was the name of the band?
Yeah, and they play like the Omni and the Independent and places like that. And so that was my exposure. Anytime I got in the car with Larry Lalonde, it was either I'd be listening to Zappa or Jerry Garcia or Van Halen 1. So
which we just played.
Yes. So that was my exposure to Frank.
We were just talking a minute ago about your audition for the band Metallica when Cliff Burton was done. So tell everybody how that went. You actually auditioned to be the bass player in Metallica.
I did audition to be the bass player in Metallica, and I did not get the gig.
Would you say it did not go well then?
It went fantastic. I had a great time, but I didn't get the gig. I was, and I was ready too. I was ready. I was working as a carpenter in Alameda, and I was all set to go to work the next day.
Seriously, you were a carpenter?
Oh yeah. I was pretty good too, and I was ready to give my notice so that I could go to Japan with Metallica, but they weren't having it.
You can always fall back on that if things don't work out in the music business.
On carpentry?
Yeah.
That's very true.
Les Claypool, my guest in the studio. Look at this, picking an AC/DC track. What's up with that?
It's AC/DC, man. It's their champions.
Did you ever go to one of their concerts?
I went to a handful of AC/DC concerts.
Really? Like a gazillion other people in the Bay Area? Probably Day on the Green, I'm thinking.
I saw them a Day on the Green. It was Monsters of Rock. I forget what year it was, but it was Ted Nugent, Aerosmith headlining. AC/DC they were maybe halfway up the bill at that time. So, and that was when Bon Scott was still alive, and of course Angus came through the audience on Bon's shoulders. It was very impressive.
I think I might have been there with you at that one.
There was a lot of vomit. The Day on the Greens were known.
I was there.
Known for vomit. There was seemed to be, there'd be these big, 10 people deep lines that. All of a sudden, there'd be just this parting of the seas of the line, and it would be because someone would be hunched over, letting loose, and
so to speak.
And people tend to scatter. It's a good there's something to be said about vomit. It could be used as some form of traffic buffer because it does tend to disperse crowds.
Traffic, but I like that. Can I use that line?
Yes.
All right, let's listen to it. AC/DC, Let There Be Rock on 107.7 The Bone.
107.7 The Bone.
Streaming online at 1077thebone.com.